Namaste, Master. Thank you, Master, for giving me the opportunity. And thank you, Shalausha. And thank you, all my dear friends. So, the first paragraph, as you all heard from Brother Kunal. So, forgiveness is the key point in letting go of anger, hurt, sadness, disappointment, whatever we call it. So, there are so many, these things, bad habits, ill temper in our life. So, bad habits, actually make us less productive. We never wanna give up bad habits until we see any consequences that we regret. So that, for example, it's only after the doctors say we are pre-diabetic that we regret the habit of overeating. It happens to so many people in India also. See, so it's only after we get in a wreck, in an accident, and the other person is now in a wheelchair that we regret driving so fast. It also happens so many times we have seen. So we rarely see real harm at the start because otherwise nobody would ever become a slave to any bad habits. Bad habits are really hard to break. It is so nice that we uh, you know that because of temple all these things become so easy that are really hard in our lives to break. So we are under a very miraculous situation right now that we don't have these kind of habits in our lives. So it's all because of uh, you know because of the temple. So bad habits interrupt our life very easily and and prevent us from accomplishing our goals. So they also jeopardize our health. They make our health very bad sometimes, both mentally and physically. And we also waste a lot of time and energy on the things we don't want in our lives. So, why to have these kind of bad habits? It happens, like we start the things with the hobbies and then it becomes our habits. And then those habits, it becomes our nature. And then the nature becomes our destiny. So, after that we regret so many times that why we have this kind of habit. So I think we really need to give up the things at the right moment and in the right environment so that we don't have to regret in our lives. So it also it happens because of so many times I've seen the people are in stress and they are under boredom, they are bored of the life. So most of the time they are only watching the some kind of internet, only surfing the internet. They see so many things and because of that their eyes are also suffering a lot. And sometimes people start to drink also under the stressful situations. So it's really a very bad situation in our lives. But when we have certain goals in life, we always want to accomplish those goals. Like we go to the temple and we have our goals that we want to do this and we want to accomplish this. We have small goals, we have long term goals. So I think we should be connected to the environment that we want to live like. So we have to be connected with those people. Otherwise it is very difficult for anybody to leave the bad habits in their lives. They are very easy to be conquered by the bad habits. So I think it is the right time for us to think what we want in our lives and what kind of a life we want, so that we can accomplish our goals in our lives and we can be very helpful to the society. And I think that is the best thing to do. For me, I think being connected to the Tao, being connected to the temple, being connected to the Tao seniors, my Tao masters, I think it is a really a miraculous situation for me. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak up about on this topic. And if I have said anything wrong, Please give me comments and suggestions. Thank you so much, Master. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Suresh. From the Zhang Jiang voice, give us your explanation about chapter 2 from Jigong Buddha teaching.
Thank you, Master. Good evening. Master, good evening, dear Tao brothers and sisters. Namaste. Happy Diwali. I'm very happy to explain wisdom words from Jigong Living Buddha today. In order to achieve the way of heaven, we need to start from the way of humanity. I remember one sentence from our Grand Senior Elder Bai Shui Shengdi when he was alive. He said, 是真道直论家常. Only the true Tao is focusing on our daily life. By fulfilling duties as a human being, in order to return to heaven. There's a story we often heard that the fool and the wise build up a house. The fool built a house on the sand. So when there's an earthquake or typhoon or monsoon, the house collapses immediately. However, the wise, they build up their house on a very solid, firm foundation, like a rock. So even though there are a lot of earthquake, typhoon, or monsoon, the houses still can maintain as usual. So last time, lecture 1 mentioned that according to the analytics, it says that 君子务本，本立而道生，孝悌也者，其为人之本于。The normal man pays his attention to what is essential. That being established, all political courses naturally grow up. Filial piety and brotherly love, lecture 2 just mentioned, are the root of all benevolent actions. So you see, to love and to respect our parents, thus filial piety, and the love between brothers, that is fraternal submission. So it's all happen in our daily life. Also, according to Tao Te Ching, chapter 64, it says that 合抱之木，生于毫末；九层之台，起于垒土；千里之行，始于足下. In English translation, the tree which fills the arms grew from the tiniest as a sprout. The tower of 9 stories rose from a small, tiny amount of earth. The journey of 1,000 miles commences with a single step. So it's very easy for us to start from the beginning, but it's very difficult to maintain to the end. That's what cultivation all about. Here is a story. One day, a zookeeper found that all the kangaroos had escaped from the cage. So they held a meeting to discuss and agree that the height of the cage was too low. So they decided to increase the height of the cage from the original 1 meters to 20 meters. However, they found that the kangaroos were still running outside the next day. So they decided to increase the height to 30 meters. Unfortunately, they saw all the kangaroos running outside again the next day. So the managers were very nervous and decided to do it all the time, raising the height of the cage to 100 meters. Can you imagine? So one day the giraffe was chatting with a few kangaroos. Look, will these people continue to raise your cage? The giraffe asked. It's hard to say, said the kangaroo. If they keep forgetting to close the door. So the moral of the story, there are priorities in matters. Closing the door is the root. Raising the cage is the end. Abandoning the root and chasing the end, of course, it will not be the key point. So when water flowers, water the root. Also, there is a very famous Chinese saying, 临渊羡鱼不如退而结网，扬汤止沸不如去火抽薪. In English, envy fish, it is better to retreat and make nest. Raise soup to stop boiling. It is better to quench the fire and draw away the woods. According to the sixth Patriarch Platform Sutra, it says that 不是本心，学法无益. If you don't know the essence of mind, it is of no use to learn Dharma. Therefore, in order to achieve the way of heaven, you need to start from the way of humanity. That's what I learned from our Tao society after more than 4 decades. That's all for my explanation. If I made any mistakes, I beg God's and Buddha's mercy and forgiveness. And Master, my Tao brothers and sisters, please give me comments and suggestions. Thank you very much.